Hi guys, we're actually hanging out at my dining room table today because I have so many seeds that I have been putting aside that I need to sort out and I need to save today. So pour yourselves a cuppa, come join me. We're going to go through a range of seeds here. We've got cucumbers, we've got gherkin cucumbers, we've got pumpkins, we've got zucchinis, I've got flowers. I've got some at different stages that need to be stored better, and I thought, why not just hang out and let's save some seeds today. So I think the first one we're going to do is this cucumber Armenian. The cucumber Armenian. So I would usually harvest them about this size. This is an eating size. They are different, as in I'm pretty sure these are from the melon family. So I am saving heirloom seeds today. Just to clarify that, I'm not bothering with any F1 hybrids, or because if you save the seeds from those, you just don't know exactly what they're going to be in the future. So I'm only saving seeds from the heirlooms that I've grown, and this one, yeah, is cucumber Armenian. So if you pick it this size, it tastes like a cucumber, and you eat it like a cucumber with skin and all, and they've been prolific for our area. They've been fantastic. So I let a few get a bit big before the powdery mildew set in last week, and they get pretty big. So this one is the one I'm going to cut open right now, and let's have a look at how many seeds we're going to get out of it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ferment these seeds, and we'll run through that whole process with you right now. So with these cucumbers or melons or zucchinis, what you're really wanting to do is just let them live out their life and get as big as they need to get before you harvest them. That way the seeds on the inside are going to mature and get bigger. So shall we do a comparison? Let's have some fun. All right, so this is one that is now, like I can eat this now. So let's cut this up and have a look at what the seeds are like on this and compare it to the large ones. So super easy to cut. So still quite a good amount of seeds. And now let's cut open the huge one and see what the seed difference is like. I love just learning. I think that's what it's all about with the garden. I don't think you need to be too fussy, but saving seeds is an awesome way to secure your food supply. So it's something I've been learning about and I want to do more of. This is huge. Oh my goodness. I've already flicked some out on the table. Whoops. Wow. Obviously a lot more seeds. So let's do a little comparison. And let's have a look. So are the seeds bigger? They're very slippery. You know what? I wouldn't say they're too much bigger, but they do feel a bit fatter. So they're probably more developed. But saving the seeds at any point, I reckon that you'd be okay with this cucumber. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to ferment them, which basically means I'm going to like scrape out all these seeds into a jar, and I'm going to put some water in that jar, and I'm going to shake it every few days. And eventually what will happen, say 3 days on, the seeds that are non-viable and the gunky bits will rise to the top, and the seeds that are viable will become heavy and they'll sink to the bottom. So I'll be able to just scrape off the top, pour out those other seeds, lay them out to dry, and save those bigger seeds. So I've got some old Makona jars So we will start scraping those into the Makona jars. Alright, let's have a look. Hopefully I can do this. I'll try and do it sitting down so you can see. Smells still good too. So I'm just going to carefully scrape out all the seeds on the inside and see how it's getting a bit of the gunk. That's okay, because this process will separate that. And just look at all these seeds from one of these melons. Like, I'm going to have enough to share. I'm going to have enough to basically save and grow this plant for the next few years without even saving any more next year. But what happens is if you keep saving seeds of something that does so well in your area, it becomes used to your garden and your climate conditions, and will hopefully just get stronger and stronger and stronger and more prolific over time, giving you more fruits. Wow, that is so cool. And I'll probably just I know some people do eat them like this, but let's have a taste. Should we have a taste? See what it tastes like. But I think my chickens will score this. There's still a little bit of seeds in there. Apparently it just becomes a bit more like a melon. So let's have a look. Yeah, it's not sweet or anything. To me, it still kind of tastes a bit like a cucumber. So it'd probably be still totally edible, even though you've let it go way past, you know, where you would normally pick it. There's still more seeds in there, you know. But yeah, my chickens are going to have fun with that. So I'll put that to one side. Let's do the next one. What I'll also want to do is label the jar, because I am doing lots of different seed savings today. I will get confused about what I'm saving. So I'm just going to write on the jar what it is, so that I know in a few days time when I start to lay them all out to dry, because you don't want to store wet seeds. They will go moldy and rancid, and then you won't have any seeds next time you go to plant them. I'll know what it is that I'm saving because I've written it on the jar. So there's something quite powerful about saving your own seeds, isn't there? I can't believe how much that small one still has in it though. It's quite amazing. And they look very similar. So I'm thinking they would probably be just as good to save in this circumstance, which I will. I might put them in a separate jar and then make a note that those ones were not fully developed, so that when I do plant them, if they don't grow big or they don't have the same qualities of the plant that I am trying to save, then I'll make a note not to bother saving seeds from this plant unless they get fully mature. But that's part of the fun, it's just learning and giving it a go yourself, I think, you know. You can read a million books, and I've got some amazing seed saving books. I'll put those links in the description if you really want to get technical and get into it. That's where I've learned how to ferment these seeds and the process of that. So I'll chuck a link in the description in case you want to find them. Now, I do have another one of these that are huge. So let's cut this one up as well. Just stand up for that. This one's got a bit of a bend to it. because it's got the bend, it's quite hard to get the seeds. Another huge amount of seeds. Look at that, guys. Okay. Some have escaped. Oh. It's dripping everywhere. Let's have a look, see if we can do it that way to the camera. So yeah, I'm just getting the spoon and it's all down the center. So it's quite easy to just scrape straight out into the jar. Like I said, I'm not really worried about all the extra stuff that we're getting because this process will separate all of that. These are wet seeds, classed as wet seeds. And I just think that this is a much easier process. You could stand there and like put it in a sieve and wash it. If you were just saving a few, that would work fine. And then just lay them all out. Lots of people do it on paper towel. I tend to do it on actual plates like this. Because I find that if you don't, the seeds stick to the paper towel and I don't really want the paper towel in with my seeds. So, whereas if you put it on like a porcelain plate, you can just move it around every so often and they don't, you know, you don't end up with all the paper towel as well in the seeds. You can sort of see how there's some really small ones there? You can just tell straight away that they're underdeveloped. So they're going to end up floating to the top and we won't save those ones. Okay, one more of this one. Okay, so I've done that last one. So the general rule with when you're doing like these wet seeds is to do the same amount of water. So I'm going to go to my tap and I'm just going to pour some tap water in and then we'll put that to one side. I'll write on it what they are. Let's do that. Okay, so you can sort of see even straight away some of the heavier seeds have gone to the bottom and some of the light stuff has gone to the top. So you will want to give this a stir I would probably do it a couple of times a day. And like I said, probably in a few days, 3-4 days, it should be ready. So the stuff would have risen to the top that you don't want to keep and all the non-viable seeds and all the heavier seeds would have gone to the bottom. I'm just going to put the lid on, put that one there to one side. And I'll grab a pen and write the name on it. I've got my pen. I'm just going to write on this. Cucumber, Armenian. And because we're going to do the comparison just to see how they grow and what the difference is, I'm going to write fully. So I know that that one was fully developed on the vine. And I shouldn't need as big a jar for this one. Something a bit smaller, and I will write on this one cucumber, Armenian, under, because that one wasn't as big as it could get. So let's quickly do that one. I'm so amazed at how many seeds there are still though, so let's have a look. I will wipe this down in between saving something else because I obviously don't want the cucumber seeds getting mixed up with the zucchini seeds, and I think I'm planting zucchinis and it ends up being cucumbers. So I will go and get a wipe in a minute and wipe the board down so we don't have any contamination between them. I hope you're getting a lot out of this video. I know for some people they're visual learners and they like to see the whole process. That's how I learn. So hopefully just showing you what I do, even though it may seem simple, I know for me I researched and you know, you're trying to find how people do things and how people are saving seeds and what the process is, especially an overall sort of seed saving video where they show you what they're doing so that you can get an idea, can be super helpful. All right, that one's done. So once again, let's go and fill up same amount of liquid as there is seeds. So I'm gonna go do that. Okay, so that has some water in it now. I reckon give it a good shake, and that should help separate the flesh bit from the seeds as well. Okay, 2 done, quite a bit more to go. Let's go get a wipe and clean up this before we start on the next. I'll wash the spoon and the knife as well. Okay, so the next one we're gonna do is some zucchinis. So I would normally pick them about this size, and instead I've let them get to this size. So as you can see, there's quite a difference. I've let this one get fully mature on the vine. Now, this one here I actually picked a few weeks ago, and it's been sitting in my cupboard. This one's only recent, and this one's breakfast tomorrow, so I'm not going to cut this one open. I'll put that one to one side. And let's have a look. One I also picked recently because the plant now has powdery mildew, is here. So it's still quite big, but it didn't change colour and it's not as mature. So it'll be interesting to compare these two. I actually have a few zucchinis to do. So let's start off with this monster first. All right, so Macona jar, another one ready to go. And this one's probably going to be a bit harder to cut open, so I might cut it in half first to be safe. Oh yeah, it's a lot tougher to cut open. Out the way. Interesting on the inside. That's what we're trying to get to. Now, I'm going to try and do this without cutting myself. I might cut that bit there off again as well. Chooks. Sorry, I know you can't see me when I stand up. Very professional, aren't I? Now, I'm gonna have to stand up though to cut this part. Okay, interesting. So the seeds are down through the middle as well. So let's do the same as what we did with the cucumbers. Spoon, which has been cleaned. Smells a bit different. I wouldn't say there's a huge amount of seeds in there for such a big marrow. Mind you, this is only a quarter of it, isn't it? Okay, just doing another zucchini, and I wanted to show you, look at the seeds in this one. Look at all those chunky, nice seeds in the middle. Looking good. Let's put them in there. Okay, so the zucchinis have all been cut up. Couple of observations I've just made. So the ones that got really huge and had been left for a few weeks, not that much difference in seeds. I would say the green, decent sized ones were better. I've put the water in just like we did with the cucumbers, and I've written on the top zucchini, and the variety was Black Beauty. I think I've put way too much in this one because I did 4 zucchinis. I'm going to separate this into 2 jars in a minute because we want some room for the, you know, seeds that are not viable to float to the bottom, and the good ones, other way around. The seeds that are viable to float to the bottom, and the ones that are not good to float to the top, and we want to get rid of some of that gunk. But for now, that is 4 zucchinis and lots of seeds that I probably won't need to buy zucchinis in the future. Okay, so next wet seed that we're going to do is these gherkin cucumbers. So these are the cucumbers that you pick really small and you make gherkins out of. I've let these ones go way past it. They've gone yellow, probably past eating stage, and hopefully there's some good seeds in here. So let's cut these up and have a look. I've cleaned off the bench again. I've just found another seed. See how easy it is to get the seeds mixed up. Put that out the road. And we're going to put these in a jar as well, most probably, with some water. And then we're going to start on some of the dry seeds that I've got to save. I've got some sunflower seeds, I've got some zinnias, I've got some cosmos. I have got a pumpkin there that needs to be saved. And I've got some watermelon seeds that I've already saved, but I want to show you now what do I do, where do I store them, how do I store them. So that's coming up. But let's have a look at these gherkin cucumbers. So once again, the seeds are on the inside through the middle. So I'm going to go get a jar and we're going to scoop these into that as well. Okay, so we've grabbed a jar. Let's just scoop these ones in. Okay, so the gherkin cucumbers are done. I've put some water in, I've written on them what they are, and I'll put that to one side as well. Now, I thought I would just share something that I recently learned. So these are peaches. Now, do your own research when you're saving seeds from fruit trees, because a lot of them are grafted and it's quite, I don't know, it's quite in-depth and complicated. But these peaches were grown from seed. So the peach tree is from a local lady. Well, the peaches are from a local lady. She shared some with me, and I've saved the seeds to give it a go at trying to grow the same tree. It's grown in our climate, in our conditions. I've had these in this jar with the lid off for quite some time now, but I'm not 100% convinced that they're completely dry. They should be, and you want seeds to be completely dry. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tip those into a bowl. There's all the peach seeds. And in this jar, which is where I'm going to save them, I'm going to get some rice. And I'm going to put some rice in the bottom of this jar because these seeds are quite large. I'll be able to easily pick them out away from the rice. And this is just going to act as a moisture absorber in there. So I'm going to put a bit of rice in the bottom. And then I'm just going to put those peaches back in on the top. And hopefully, if they are still just the slightest bit damp, then that stops them from going moldy, because I need to put the lid on them now and get them into storage. Hopefully, when I'm ready, I can grow myself a delicious peach tree just like she did. Another one done. Okay, we're getting some seeds sorted today. Let's have a look at our next one, which is a sunflower. I do have an in-depth sunflower seed saving tutorial, which I've already done on my YouTube channel. But this one here, I put aside and I would like to get the seeds out of it. So, I'm gonna grab a bowl. I'm going to grab some secateurs or scissors or something like that. Here we go. And I'm just going to gently scrape off the seeds into this bowl. Because these are quite dry, they're quite tough already. Now, I can actually feel the moisture in these seeds still. So even though it looks quite dry, they will need to be dried a bit longer. Look at that, that's a little sunflower seed. As you can see, the sunflower seeds are all in there. As you can see, all the sunflower seeds are all in there. Probably even easier than the secateurs. Some nice, thick, strong gloves. It doesn't matter if we get some debris in here because I'm going to go and winnow them. And I'll show you how I do that in a minute, once we've got all the dried seeds ready to go. It's just about done. Okay, so I've put the sunflower seeds to one side. Now, before we get to the next one, I want to save some more zinnias. And I've only got a couple in here, and I know there's some more outside. So let's go outside and have a look for some that are ready to be picked. The zinnias have been so beautiful that I definitely want to save some seeds. Now, these ones here are not quite ready yet, but look, this one here is starting to get there. It's starting to dry out. But what we're looking for, we have on this other one. So we have on this one, look at these beautiful flowers. Some more that are dried out. So I'm quite simply just going to cut them and pop them in my bucket, and then we'll take them back inside and have a look. So I'm going to harvest all of these ones that are drying out already. Okay, so I've just popped them in the bucket. Okay, so I've just brought the zinnia heads back in. Let's have a look at what the seeds look like. I might bring you for a close-up for this one. Okay, so what we're actually looking for is, see, that's the petal. Sorry, my hands are really dirty, not sure why. We're looking for that arrow head looking bit of the plant, which is actually the seed. So that's the part we're after. So here is a dried flower head. And with the zinnias, that is the seed. And the rest is not. So you're looking for those little tiny triangles. Let's have a look. You can sort of see it in that part there. There's a bit in there, that's one. As per everything that you start and do. But we're getting there. We've saved a lot of seeds today. We've got, we won't get to the pumpkin today, unfortunately, but those ones are pretty easy. Once you cut them open, I just wash those ones with a, like under a sieve and place them on a plate to dry out. And once they're dry, store them in either a paper envelope or a glass jar, somewhere out of direct sunlight. But as you can see, it's worth saving your own seeds because you get an abundance of seeds when you do it. And you're just helping to secure those heirloom seeds future. You know, if we don't grow them and we don't save the seeds, then it's going to be another thing that just dies out and becomes extinct. I think it's powerful to save seeds. So I hope today has encouraged you to give it a go. I will show you a technique which I'll insert a little video of what I've done with winnowing sunflower seeds. But basically, so the sunflower seeds we saved today had a bit of gunk in them, you know, a bit of debris and stuff, but after you've winnowed them, you end up with pretty much nice, clean sunflower seeds. So these are some that I did the other day. Now, once you have dried them, so this is another thing that has to be done for those wet seeds. Once they've been laid out and dried, this is what I do. I put them on a china plate. These are watermelon seeds. I make sure I label them, and I just literally turn them up every so often so that they don't stick to the plate. But once these are finished and dried, you just want to store them in a jar, label them what they are. So here's some calendula seed that I saved. Calendula. I write the date that I saved them, what the varieties are, and yeah, put them in a cool, dark, dry place. You can put them in your pantry, or I've got a little chest of drawers that I have them all saved in there. That might be a video for another time, and sharing how I've saved all of the seeds and how I've sorted them all out. But I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you did, please make sure to subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and any comments, I try and get to them all, write them in the description, and good luck saving your seeds. Thanks, guys. Bye.